My name is Quinn, and I am 32 years old and work for a corporation. I've been going out with my boyfriend, Owen, for several months. I met Owen through a mutual friend. He came over as a friend of my pal when we were all having a cookout. He appeared really clean, and he was also very kind. That is why he would chat with me so much. He was 2 years younger than me and supposedly works in an administration department. Quinn, what do you do on your days off? Well, I frequent cafes and enjoy reading books. Wow, you're actually a grown-up. I like coffee, so why don't we go to a cafe together sometime? He came on to me like that, and I was rather attracted to him. We started going to cafes and going on drives together, and Owen and I grew closer over time. Then Owen admitted his feelings for me, and we started going out as a couple. What are your thoughts on marriage, Quinn? Well, I'm not in a hurry to get married since I want to focus on my current career. How about you, Owen? I'm ready to be married at any time. Huh? So it's entirely up to you, Quinn. I was astonished when Owen stated that. Although it was not a formal proposal, I was pleased that he was genuinely considering marrying me as well. Well, if you put it that way, I'm suddenly quite cognizant of that. Oh, was that true? Then please think about it. Okay, I will. Despite the fact that everyone around me was getting married, I had not considered getting married yet. And that's because I had a certain purpose in mind. My ambition was to take over my mother's company. My mother has run her own business since before I was born. She established the business with my father, who was her college classmate who died 7 years ago due to illness. Since then, my mother has been running the firm on her own, and she not only manages it in a stable manner, but she is also developing new services to increase the company's performance. I respected my mother's economic acumen and independence, and I am determined to follow in her footsteps and become exactly like her. So in addition to working at my current job, I was studying for certifications that would be useful in order to work for my mother's company. Because if I am to eventually succeed my mother in the business, I must be able to outperform the company's employees. So that's why I wasn't too concerned about marriage at the time. Indeed, I am a woman, and when someone tells me that they are really considering marriage, it is natural for me to get concerned about marriage as well. I want to marry and live with the man I love. And if it's with Owen, who is so cheery, married life will undoubtedly be enjoyable. For the following 2 months or so, I went about my usual routine, keeping marriage in the back of my mind. Then one day, he proposed to me on a date with a ring he had prepared. I said I would wait for you, Quinn, but I knew I couldn't. Quinn, I really love you. So if you truly love me, I want to marry you. What Owen said made me think, but I realized I needed to take it seriously. And so I decided to marry Owen. I can't wait for our marriage to begin. Oh really? Will you marry me? Yes, I could see you were serious, and I want to marry you too. Yay, I'm very happy. Thank you. I was overjoyed that Owen was thrilled as well, and we decided to tell my mother right away. It was nice to meet you. My name is Owen. Well, it's good to meet you as well. I am Quinn's mother. Mother, we're thinking about getting married. I see. I'm fine with whoever you want to marry, honey. Owen, please take good care of my daughter. I will. I will definitely make her pleased. Owen emphasized this so forcefully that both my mother and I chuckled. I'm relieved now. I enjoy your energy, and so Owen and I married. Many people attended and celebrated our wedding, including friends and coworkers, and our new married life began. I had hoped for a happy newlywed life, but unfortunately, it did not turn out as expected. Oh, Owen, you arrived home early today. Did you finish work early? Oh, didn't I tell you? I left work last month. Excuse me? What do you mean? Why did you quit your job? Because with your income alone, Quinn, we will live just fine. What? Wait a minute. So we're going to depend on everything on what I earn now? What? That shouldn't be a problem, right? Nowadays, it's not really rare for a woman to make more and more money than men. Yeah, but does that mean that you'll be the one doing the chores, mainly around the house? Nope, I won't be doing any housework. Huh? Because I'm not really good at cleaning up or cooking meals. Hold on now. So you quit work even though you won't be doing anything around the house? Then that means you're just going to be a bum. Oh, please don't say it like that. You love me, right, Quinn? Then that should be fine. You'll be happy when the person you love welcomes you back home from a tiring day at work. But we married because I knew that you had a proper job and were working for our society, you know? I mean, to think that your husband is a bum is wrong, and I can't stay married to someone I don't really respect. So you're divorcing me then? Even though we held a wedding and a lot of people congratulated us, and even though we received all these gifts from them, if you get divorced so easily, your mother will be sad, Quinn. That's Quinn. You work for a big company, so it's okay. It's not like we're struggling to make ends meet, right? Oh, that's right. If you want, I can take over your mother's business. Yes, pardon? Because it would definitely be better for you to remain working at the existing employer, right? Your current income is stable and high, and if things continue as they are, you'll get promoted in no time. So it's evident that you shouldn't be abandoning your job. Then I should take over your mother's business and become the president of the corporation. What are you even saying? Becoming president is quite difficult, you know. Well, your mother's been doing it all by herself for years without any problems, right? Then, even I can do it. I was quite offended and irritated when Owen stated that. Would you quit saying that as if it's easy to do? My mother is working incredibly hard, and she's doing her very best for her employees. I'm continuing to study for my certification so that I can take over her business. Huh? Wait a minute. Are you preparing to take over your mother's company? Yes, I am. You didn't tell me that before we got married. My gosh, you deceived me. So how will you accept responsibility for that? Please wait. What are you talking about? What's the problem with me taking over my mother's business? I felt everything about you was good because you work for a big corporation, Quinn. What's the point if you're not working for a huge corporation with a high salary? What's going on? I never imagined my spouse would say anything like this to me. I was startled that he abruptly resigned his work in the first place, as well as that he approached me in order to be a bum. And I can't forgive him for defying me when I blamed him, for mocking my mother again, and for believing that running a business is easy. And since then, I've lost all affection for my husband. But my spouse is correct. We've only been married for a few months. If I divorced him now, it could pose problems for my mother, who oversees the company. And it will not make a good impression when I take over as president in the future. Is there any way I can persuade my husband to get a divorce? Such a method did not immediately spring to mind, and I was at a loss. It was absolutely necessary for me to endure my husband's abhorrent attitude and his lack of effort. My spouse would wake up in the late afternoon, relax until late at night, play games until midnight, and then go to bed in the morning. I couldn't help but feel anxious about the whole scenario. Why did I marry him? Now that I think about it, my husband was always claiming that he was ready to marry and that he was prepared to leave his work at any time. My husband had me completely tricked, since how he appeared on the outside was not the same as how he was. I was so stressed out that I asked Brooklyn, a common acquaintance of my husband and mine, for help. When I told her what had happened, she was astonished. I had no idea what had transpired. I am deeply sorry about that. I did not think he was that type of person. This is not your fault, Brooklyn. Oh, it also had me completely deceived. You should end your relationship with a guy like that as soon as possible. I suppose you are correct, but I will cause considerable disruption for everyone if I divorce at this time. You shouldn't have to worry about it. You will regret not leaving him now. You're correct. I wonder if he would agree to a divorce. I believe it is best to seek a divorce, even if you have to pay Owen or whatever. No way. But for the time being, I believe you should focus on how to get a divorce from him. You're correct. I'm going to gather my confidence and seek a divorce. I decided to follow Brooklyn's advice and inform my husband that I intended to divorce him, but he responded unexpectedly. What? Do you desire a divorce? So if you want a divorce, you'll have to give me a particular sum. What? Do I have to pay you so we can get a divorce? This was what Brooklyn had said. My spouse informed me that if I wanted to leave, I needed to pay him. Yeah, you get what I mean. Pay me the money and we can get divorced. How much are you actually asking for? Then give me $50,000. No, I can't afford that amount of money. Then we are not getting divorced. You are aware of my emotional pain as a result of our divorce. You initiated the divorce. Thus, you should at least give me that amount. No way. I cannot comply with my husband's excessive requests. My intention to start a divorce on my own had failed. I spent the following few months allowing my spouse to do anything he wanted. I had to do the housework for my husband, who was just a slacker, not working or doing any housework. Then something significant happened, altering the scenario. Mom, what's wrong? You call me. So suddenly, Quinn, I believe you're ready. Don't you think so? What would it mean for you to take over my business? Are you even permitted to leave it to me like that? You suddenly realize you don't have enough confidence. You tried extremely hard to take over my company. Yes, but why did you abruptly decide to put me in charge of the company? Actually, my body is becoming fatigued. What do you mean? Recently, I've been getting sick a lot. I have concluded that it is time for me to step down, because if I don't, I'll cause problems for everyone in the organization. So might I just leave it to you? Mother, all right, I'll take care of the company, and I quit my previous job and became the president of my mother's company. When I told my spouse, he appeared astonished. Wait a minute, why did you quit on your own? My spouse stated that, and I couldn't take it anymore. so I don't need your permission. You're a pitiful bum who does nothing. How much will you earn each month as the company's president? What? So what will your monthly income be? My husband began asking me this question. Hearing this gave me a very unpleasant feeling. If I answered honestly, my spouse would undoubtedly continue to live as he is now. So I lied to him about my monthly income because we are currently in a recession. It is likely that $1,300 per month will be the average. Huh? My husband seems very upset. You must be lying, correct? Unfortunately, that is true. Business entrepreneurs earn less than you believe. When I said that, my spouse began accusing me and crossed his arms. That is why I advise you to continue with a stable job at a major corporation. Let's get divorced. What? Saying this, my spouse pulled the divorce papers from a drawer and hurled them at me. I'm pleased I had this ready for you. I can't stay married to you any longer. Just sign it. So you're really divorcing me? Indeed, I am done with you if you are no longer employed by a multinational corporation. I'll just take my portion of the property and never interact with you again. Okay, I understand. Then I signed the divorce paperwork. My spouse, Owen, bought my lie about the income I would receive if elected president and just abandoned me. As for the property division, I'm busy right now because I recently took over the company, so we'll talk about it later with my lawyer. Well, I don't have a choice, so I was fortunate enough to eventually divorce my husband. I was relieved that my husband, who was a bum and had been sleeping at my place, had departed. I was now able to focus on my work without stress. I believe it was fortuitous timing that I took over my mother's firm. A month later, my ex-husband unexpectedly called me. Hey, what is the significance of this? I thought you had a very modest income. Oh, was wrong. Oh, do not pretend you don't know anything. You told me you would only earn $1,300 each month. Oh, sorry, I must have provided you with incorrect information about my salary. I'm not sure how, but my ex-husband learned about my true monthly salary. First and foremost, how can the president of a corporation earn $1,300 each month? How long do you think this company has been around? You have got to be kidding me. If I had known this, I would not have divorced you. I apologize, but you initiated the divorce this time. Oh, and in terms of property partition, I spoke with a lawyer who said that your share would be significantly reduced because you didn't work at all and didn't do any housework. Oh no, oh, and there is more. I finally received the investigation results from the investigator. And well, it appears that you have been having an affair all along, and you cheated on me with Brooklyn. What? I have images to verify the affair, so you can't get away with it. You and Brooklyn were both trying to fool me, right? When Brooklyn originally recommended to me that we break up, she even suggested that I pay you money to get a divorce. Then, when I tried to get a divorce from you, you demanded money. You intended to obtain some cash from me, file for divorce, and then use that cash to have some fun with Brooklyn, right? But since that didn't work out, you plan to continue living as a bum while receiving the money from the property divide, correct? The longer you were married, the more money you'd receive. Unfortunately, you will not receive any money and will have to pay alimony. You and Brooklyn will both end up in debt. No way! My ex-husband sounded astonished and remained silent on the phone as well, so I hung up the phone since I felt I had nothing else to say to him. I immediately spoke with my lawyer and filed for alimony against my ex-husband and Brooklyn. My ex-husband ended up acquiring a part-time job to pay the alimony, and it appears that he is now working extremely hard. I also disciplined Brooklyn and issued a content-certified letter to her employer regarding what had occurred. People at her workplace discovered that she had been having an affair. She appears to spend her days working while receiving the cold shoulder from everyone at the company and attempting to pay off the alimony. On the other hand, I am urgently trying to do my best as the new president and with the firm that I inherited from my mother. It's a lot of work, but with the help of my many great employees, we're working hard together to keep the company functioning. I will continue to work hard to grow the company. It's remarkable Owen kept it so immaculate on the outside, but as Quinn lifted the lid, Owen was a useless bum. Quinn must have been surprised to learn that her buddy, Brooklyn, was betraying her. Still, I'm delighted Quinn brought Owen and Brooklyn to justice in the end. I know it may be difficult for you, but I wish you success in operating your business and hope you meet a nice man this time.